MTN, everywhere you go.
Project Fame! What a feeling!
Whoa!
Miss Jen!
Hey!
Miss Jen!
Hey! Nice! Hey! God!
fine.
Hey! Nice!
Let's go.
What's up?
I have
Okay, so my name is Jeku the Stylist, fashion stylist, image consultant, designer, and okay, the other one I'm not sure. Okay, so that's it. You know, this is Jane Michael. Introduce yourself now.
Hi, everyone. Hello. My name is Jane Michael Ekanem. My brand name is Jane Michael. I'm a celebrity fashion stylist and also into clothing. I'm also into wardrobe styling, meaning I could put things together for you in your wardrobe apart from the regular styling that you do. So that's about that.
Okay. Hello. I'm Iwo Akinyoyenu, Mrs. I am the Chief Consultant, Beauty and Wellness Consultant of Eremo Creations. Eremo Creations is a beauty and wellness consultancy company. And I just happened to get my certification as a nutritional wellness consultant, US certified actually. Yes, and of course, you know me here as the makeup artist, but it's way beyond that. So feel free to ask questions concerning anything you want to ask.
And feel free to ask any question you want to ask about styling.
Omolayo, I expect you to have several questions. Yeah, so, well, yes, just...
Before you start, let me just allow me to chip this in. I would say that while he's talking about image, it starts from who you really are. The first law of success says it's first within and then without. And so whatever people see on the outside is what is already resident on the inside. So whilst we're talking about your image, it's very important that you take time to build your real self, that self that is always with you when no one is there. Do you understand? So you must be able to stay true to yourself and of course your maker most importantly.
I'd like to add to what she has said. I was going to talk about consistency. As an artist, you have to be consistent with however you want to put yourself out there. You know, not today you're seen in this particular, image. The next day you're seen in this image. The next day you confuse your fans, because whether you like it or not, from the moment you open your mouth, you've already started getting your fan base. And they are already following what they saw from that first moment. And then you start confusing them. Let me use an example. Someone like Chidima, when you want to sit down and think of Chidima, you think of the Ankara, fashion, like how Chidima did her Ankara. If you want to make references to, Ankara styles and all that, you'd go back to Chidima and start looking into her archive. Now, there's something called rebranding. It gets to a point you get tired, you get bored, and you just want to change, you want to switch the way you look. Just let me give you an instance of Jill Scott. When she started, she had full hair and everything. And then when she came back, when she rebranded, she came back wearing lots of short hair and all that. But if she was always doing this and doing that and doing this, nobody would observe, you know, nobody would notice what she does, you know, nobody would notice that, okay, she has switched, there's a switch. Nobody would be surprised. Nobody would appreciate that switch.
The rebrand.
You understand what, do you understand what I'm saying? When you want to think of black and white, monochrome, you think of Janelle Monáe, because, you know, so that's how it is. Everybody, every individual, we all have, whether you like it or not, we all have our styles. And most times our styles come from who our mentors are, you know. So it's not a bad idea to sit down and think of, oh, I am a big fan of Mariah Carey and this is how I want to be. It's not a big deal. But are you able to be consistent? Are you able to carry that brand? Are you able to do what it takes to be a Mariah Carey? You know, so that's it.
What I wanted to say is kind of close. It's close to what they both have said. For me, okay, I'm this very playful. I could be very playful, and I could be reserved. And when I'm reserved, that's when I'm thinking music. When I want to write or something, because I spend most times writing. I listen to rappers a lot. Rappers or Vibes Cartel. If I listen to R&B singers, they're either Cisco, Jaheim, Casey and Jojo Gangster kind of singers. So
street R&B.
Yes. I love to look that way. But when my songs, my market is not to that side. I sing strictly for the matured mind and something like that. So is it advisable to look the way I love to look and sound the way I want to sound?
A different sound, like, okay.
Yeah, or what do you think about the way I look and the way I sound and look, and what should I look like? What should I always put on, or my kind of outfit?
Thing is, if your audience is a certain kind of people, for instance, let me put it this way: you are the casino, the Frank Sinatra kind of singer. You know who your listeners are, who your audience is. Your audience are those tuxedo casino people. You cannot be dressed in the street way because those guys cannot appreciate that. You get, they can't sync with that. They can't what's the word now? They can't just appreciate that. They can't blend to that street thingy. So another thing, another way to it is this: you have to think about. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. You have to think about how to get into these people, because, well, at the end of the day, it's about money. You want these guys to come and listen to you or watch you, and in order to get their attention, you have to blend in. So if your music is for a certain type of audience, you have to be in that way. You understand what I'm saying? And then the whole street thing, you know that it's for age comes in. Where there's a generational gap between, like you said, I do music for the matured minds. That's what you said. So if that generation or generational thing, those people cannot just get it because fashion changes every day. Now, men are wearing dresses. Now, dude, you wore a dress for men are wearing dresses now. And that is like the street thing. You understand what I'm saying? So those guys cannot get you wearing a dress. Like, come on. So you have to blend into their own thingy. You have to look like them to be able to get their money. Does that answer your question?
Okay, my question is for Ms. Jane. It's said to be that it's very difficult for people my size, to actually get a particular style, as in apart from the gown, not to make you, as in to show your big side and all that. But I call myself a slim girl in a big girl's body. You understand? So
Awesome.
I tend to, I tend to want to look really sexy.
Yeah.
Like the kind of Tiwa Savage and all that. You understand? So I don't know how to, as in how I'm going to like continue that, as in try. I don't know how to put one or two together. You understand? Not to make people see me. I don't know how to put it. So as in, I don't know what kind of clothes and all that to be able to be consistent and people love me for who I am, not just musically, but what they see. You understand? So I don't know. It's been difficult for me to, like, there was a time I wanted to do a photo shoot and I dressed that way. Yes,
before you
understand? I love pictures. So I dressed that way, and
what way exactly are you talking
like
about?
with my curves and everything showing, and the photographer was like, no, we are going to just take pictures from here up and all that, and it really looked good for me.
Okay.
So I don't know how I'm going to like put those things together and still look good.
First, I know I have styled you in several what's the word to use? Several types of outfits, and a lot of times you look very, very sexy. You wear dresses more than, any other thing you've worn in the house when it comes to pants and all that. But then, the first thing is your confidence.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever you wear, if you're not confident if you can't sell what you're wearing to me, I would start looking down on you. That's just the truth. And when you want to wear those clingy stuff, we have different textures of those lycra kind of fabrics.
Yeah.
The thicker it is, the better it is for you, because it doesn't emphasize the curves, the breaks and all that on the body. So it just helps you stay put. And as a big person, I'd advise anybody from size 12 most times, they need their girdle, whether you like it or not, is almost inevitable. We rarely have Brazilian bodies here. Really, those ones are just naturally gifted. So you need your girdle to help you, narrow the waistline a bit, and bring out the curves just a little bit. Because trust me, you just might not get that 8, that figure, that thing that they call 8, you just might not get it from a size 12. So once you have your girdle, you have to make sure when you're going to the market to buy any dress whatsoever, make sure you touch the fabric. The thicker it is, the better it is for you, especially if you want it clingy. If you don't want it, if it's going to be pretty light, if the fabric is going to be light, then it has to be slightly loose, because it shows all the details of your body. So when you're going to shop, because what you're asking me now is, I want to believe that what you're asking me is, how do you get to shop for these things? Yeah, it's the texture of the fabric. That's your number one, look out for when you're going to shop, the texture of the fabric. Black is a very friendly color to everybody, especially big people. It makes them look, smaller. Sometimes when fabrics are kind of like busy, you know, depending on how busy it is as well. It just makes you, yes, depending on the pattern, it just makes you look everywhere like a board that they've written, you know, a whole lot. So the bigger the pattern, the better it is for you, you know. So it doesn't look like there is a lot happening on your body, you know. If you have, you know, there are some patterns that have like 3 inches. Let me just use the stripe for instance. The stripes. If you have the stripes that have tiny stripes, you have tiny stripes. For someone like me, on the shirt itself, you could count like 10 stripes. But for a big person, I don't want to use, you can count twice that size. But if the stripes are bigger, you know, you count less. So it doesn't necessarily look like there's a lot so much, happening on you. So the bigger the stripe, the better it is for you. The darker the color, the better it is for you as well. Then you can use your accessories to brighten, you know, the outfit up a bit. Plain colors too work perfectly for big people, you know. So thank you.
No question. My question goes to you now.
Okay.
How does makeup affect an artist? Because most times, is it just for TV, for the purpose of TV, or it's good to wear makeup maybe when you just want to go out?
You mean as a dude?
A dude, yeah. As a guy. Because most times we get to do that because probably we're going on air, we're going on TV and all that. So I would like to know, is it nice to just wear it, maybe you want to stroll out, okay, wear makeup, leave the house. Exactly.
A guy who was always in front of the mirror anytime he wants to go out, he's always with his powder, da-da-da. So I mean, if you happen to be one of those kind of people, enjoy. But the bad news is makeup in itself is not good for your skin. Let me explain. Because it contains chemicals, talc, and all of that, it actually clogs your pores. And that's why we try to encourage you when we're done with makeup, please wash them off. So bad news, makeup in itself, the product is not fantastic, but it would always make you look very good. So now you must learn how to balance, which is, it's most and of utmost importance to have a skin care routine. Now that is what will ensure that your skin always glows at every point in time, and even if you have to apply makeup, you do not have to slap too much on your face. Importantly, understand your skin type. Some people are very sensitive. If you are the kind of person who is very sensitive in taking care of your skin, you would find that if you use anything that's harsh or has a little bit of alcohol, it stings you. Some others, you have oily skin, you're always, they probably call you oil factory, you know, and then some people have combination skin, like 85% of people in the world have combination skin, but some tend to be more oily than others. So the step number 1, before we get to your question, is know your skin type and care for it. Your skin renews itself between a 28-day to 30-day cycle, so you must be able to care for it accordingly. A simple skincare routine is to cleanse, tone, and moisturize, no matter your skin type. There's always a product for your skin type, right? So you must cleanse. Now it's your choice, depending on your skin type, to use a bar, or cleansing milk, or a gentle exfoliating wash, depending on your skin type, depending on your skin needs. Some people are prone to acne more, some people, you know, are prone to pimples. So for people like that, it's always good to use stuffs that have salicylic acid or retinol A or stuffs like that, you know. And if you are more oily, I wouldn't even advise for you to use alcohol, because what happens is when you use alcohol like a toner, it sends a message into the skin to say, oil is gone, and it goes, produce. So, you know, what happens is you wipe and you think that, you know, oil has gone, and then in 20 minutes, voila, oil is back, and you're like, how come? But my skin is always oily. And the more you try to get rid of all the oil, the more the skin fights back to bring oil, you know. So if you have oily skin, you could use products that have witch hazel, it's always advisable to try as much as possible to stay close to natural products. Yeah, and then before I say lastly, moisturize. A lot of people, very many people are guilty. Oh, I don't need to moisturize. Oh, it's not important. Oh, my skin. Oh, I always sweat. Oh, this, that. Now, this is it. A moisturizer serves as a film between the environment, which is full of crap because of pollution in the air and all of that. So it's very important that you protect it. When you have your bath or when you wash, it strips it off. So it's important that you replenish. That's what it is basically. So when you're not replenishing, you're doing what? You're adding age. That's what it is. You're helping yourself to get older when you don't do that. And most importantly, please everyone, lady, guy, get a sunscreen. Now, sunscreen is, some people call it a sunblock. It protects you from the harsh rays of the sun. So every one of you must have a, look at all of you, and not turn into Oyibo. Oyibo Pepe. Yeah, no. Let me explain. Some creams, you know, when you go to purchase like a cream for your body or for your face, you could see SPF. SPF simply means sun protective factor. You might have seen it somewhere. So, or some of them, they have UV, UVA, UVB, all of these are to protect your skin. You know, some bounce off, some block, some just, you know, protect, shield. The thing about SPF is the higher the number in it, like if you see SPF 30 or SPF 50, the longer it has the potential to stay on your body, you know, to protect you. There's a math that is done to calculate and all of that. So if you are someone who is usually always in the sun, it's advisable to use, you can buy a cream and then get the SPF, like a spray, SPF 50. Some people, it's in the market, sunscreen, you know, and then after you use your cream, spray it on your body. You can have it always with you in case you stay more than 4 hours in the sun, reapply. If you do that consistently, you are sure that this complexion will be kept. But remember, now back to your question, makeup enhances your look, basically. Now, I'm sure you've seen yourself when you are on stage, how you look, and then when you are just not on stage, and you know, and the difference. Now, it enhances your look. Powder is good for the purpose, but when it is not necessary, I don't think you need to use it because we know the downside effect of makeup. For the ladies, the thing is, your face, I mean, there's no how you talk about a celebrity without putting a face. You know, I mean, you think about Kim Kardashian, everybody knows that she's the contour mistress or contour queen or something like that. So as much as from now on you're beginning to make your experiments and, you know, trying to understand, oh, the kind of style I want or how I want to be perceived at every point in time, it's important to know when to apply what, for what purpose, you understand. If it's just a normal outing, you're going out on a normal day, then it's best to be sweet and soft. You understand? If you're all made up and you have all the vavavoom on your face, you just come out from the academy, and I guess Niniola is going to ShopRite, and then she's all tantalizing with red lips and sparkling eyes. You know, you become, I mean, you turn yourself to a monument all of a sudden because it just has a way, it calls attention to you, you understand? So when you are on stage, I mean, you can give yourself all the glitters, smack the red lipstick on, that is for stage. Put all the foundation on. I do not advise you to use the kind of foundation we use for you. Please, I beg you in the name of the Lord, don't do that, all right? Because that's heavy. It's really, really heavy. Because of the lights, you know, we have to do the full coverage, you know, so that you look very good. But that kind of foundation, please don't do it. Thank you. So, yes. Okay, go ahead.
And also, some ladies that they live their life practically on makeup. Like, if they don't wear makeup, they ain't going nowhere.
The
Like,
first asset you have is, she said it, your confidence. When, like you know me now, I have to do this because I'm on TV. But you know that on a normal day, I've just not, I mean, your confidence is very important. Once upon a time, I used to be like that lady. When you cannot stay without makeup, then you have to go back and check your self-esteem. Ask yourself real questions, be true to yourself. Why can I not stay without makeup? What am I hiding? What am I afraid of? That's what it is. If you cannot bring your face to the world, like, look, this is who I am, really. If you don't like me, go and hug a transformer, really, you know. But if ladies cannot, I mean, and this is a challenge to anyone who's watching, if you want to be true to yourself, please allow your skin, if not for anything, allow the skin to breathe. If not, you start aging, you start wrinkling. I met a client that I worked on. All around her face was so beautiful. She had oily skin, but when it was time to work on her eyes, I almost passed out because they were wrinkled. They look like an old woman, and I know this person sleeps on makeup, as in, and because they're chemicals, so they will have their adverse effects. So take time to nourish your skin, take time to pamper it. I mean, there are lots of organic things you can do. For instance, every one of you, once in a week, I'm sure the honey will be in trouble. Sugar, no, not just for your face, for your whole body. Give yourself a scrub. Yes, mix it together. Make sure it's a thick paste and have your bath first and then scrub away. What you do is you exfoliate and you get rid of dead skin cells, allowing the new ones, you know, to glow. So if you continue to do that, a trick for ladies, if you now want to become a little brighter, just add some drops of lemon to it.
To your cream.
No, to the scrub. To the scrub.
I'm not allowed to add
And
what
lemon.
is light more than this?
Voila, it's a natural lightener.
Just lemon.
Just drops, please don't put all the lemon. No, I said drops.
Like,
Not a drop, just like about 2-3 drops.
if you put
Yes.
all what will
You will bleach.
Nice one, Timo.
happen? Okay, but someone like Hannah that is already light, I don't think she needs it.
No, it's not. It's just helping you glow. There's a difference between when it's light
I
and when it's
understand.
glowing. You understand? And then I would like to talk on the other side. I mean, now nutrition part, where it's important you are what you eat. So as much as you want to glow, be careful with the kind of things you ladden yourself with. Sodas are a very good way to make your skin look dull. Too much sugar slows down your metabolism, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you slap on more fat, because sugar basically slows down digestion and stuff, and then there's a lot of fat accumulation. So do lots of water, drink lots of water, take lots of fruits and vegetables. Please, I beg you, when you leave the academy, this lifestyle that you have cultivated is one of the gifts you can have for longevity. Cultivate an exercise routine. Please, I beg you, do your workouts. I know that you must have noticed that your vocal dexterity has improved greatly. It's one of the benefits you get. But for longevity, to even boost your confidence, you know, because this is a complete package, your spirit, your mind, your body, then you must tell yourself that when I leave here, I will not just go back and start slapping eba and eating when I like and doing the stuffs I like. You might begin to lose energy. You might begin to lose motivation. And it's a very thin line. Remember, this is TV. It's easy here. Trust me, when you get out there, it's not going to be very easy. So you must make up your mind from now on. Begin to see what it is you want to become, so that when you live here, when you paint the picture in your mind, you leave this place and then you go out there. It's even when sun is hitting you, you know that it's just it's just for a time. You understand? It's just for a time, you know, and I'll be good. You understand? But please, I beg you, do not, this discipline you get, don't let it slide. Immediately you leave here, hold on to it and tell yourself, I will continue to live this academy experience for the next 3 months, and I want to see if it changes, if it makes me better or not. You understand? Because this is a fantastic platform you all have. Any more questions?
Yes.